Hello everyone. So in our last class, we discussed about Python comprehensions and how to, write different Python comprehensions using set, list, dictionary. We have, created certain examples out of it. So today I'm going to include some more examples here, and with those examples, what we are planning to do, we'll create the same the output using the traditional method, that is using for loop, or the other one we are going to have a list comprehension to achieve the same response, right? So the example here is, first example I have taken is, like, suppose we want to create an output list which contains only the even number. So this is a very basic example. Everybody knows how to extract the even number from a given list. So we are going to do it first with for loop. So to get that, I have created input list, which is some, mix up kind of numbers, even odd and all. So that input list is available. Already initiated a list where I'm going to store the output, which I'm going to, check even number to that provided input list. So I have already created that list where I'm going to store uh, the even numbers out of this input list. So the for loop I have created like on this input list, and to get the even number, you can simply use the modular operator 2, and if equal to 0, if there is no remainder, then it will be an even number. So this is what we did, and after applying this condition, first I applied a for loop on this, it will extract the very first number out of it, will get applied a condition, and will uh, check that whether if it is equal to 0. If yes, then I'm going to append that output to this output list which I have already initiated. So once this is done for all the numbers, then I'm going to print that list. So once I run this, you will see that out of this input list, these are the 4 numbers which are even there. So this is a traditional way. I mean, the for loop you all can apply directly, but we can achieve it within a single line of code. So this is a very basic example how to use it in a list comprehension. For list comprehension, you already know that the same input list, I'm going to use it here, that we need to use a square bracket. Within a square bracket, first I have applied for loop from here till here, exactly the same thing that we did here, and in the same line we have applied the condition as well. So within list comprehension, within this line of code, using list comprehension, I'll be getting that output here. So once I run it, you will see exactly the same output is there using list comprehension. So you can see that what is the difference between getting this output using loop and the same using list comprehension. One more thing that you can apply here, you will see that what is the execution time for both the codes available. So you can apply it by yourself. And the next question that we are going to have is, suppose we want to create an output list which contains a square of all the numbers from 1 to 9. So how to do it? To create a list of all the numbers from 1 to 9, we can use a range function. So here it is, output list I have already created. For I don't need an input list, I'm going to create it from the range function directly. So range, I'll pass 1, 10. So it will take all the numbers from 1 till 9, because last range is excluded. And then I'm going to apply this, because I need to square each and every number out of this list, which is out of this list which I'm going to create using this. So it will square every variable which is there into that and append it to the output list which I have already created. Very simple for loop out of it, and then going to print it. You can have it for the square or cubes, or maybe certain other manipulations that you can directly apply. You can basically add 5 to each number, subtract, multiply, you can do anything, whatever you want. Only that specific condition you need to apply here, or maybe some more things that you can add. So this is what we did using for loop, and the same thing we can do using comprehension. So here it is within these square brackets. First, we applied a for loop over it here, because here it doesn't require if condition. Then after applying a for loop, what I need to do on that, on top of that variable, which is we are getting for after each iteration. So what we need to do, we need to square it, and then this will be the output here, and here it goes. So this is the other way of doing it. Next question that we are going to take is, suppose we want to create an output dictionary which contains only the odd numbers that are present in the input list as key and the cubes as value. Okay. So how we're going to do it? Input list I've already defined here, because I need that as an output into the key value form. So to get that output, I need to define as a dictionary. So dictionary, we use curly braces. So output dictionary, that's already initiated empty dictionary, and then applied a for loop on input list, and then I check all the variables which are when modular operator 2, then if not equal to 0, then I'll take all the variables here and then cube those variables out of it, and then I need to print that output dictionary. So once you run it, you will see that for each odd number, for each odd number, I'm having the key, the input I'm having as a key, and their cubes as their values. So if you see that 1, the cube of 1 is 1, and 3, that is again an odd number, and the cube of this is this, and so on till other numbers as well. So this is how you can get that out. And the same thing we are going to do with list comprehension. Exactly the same thing. I think you already get the idea of it. Only the difference that you see here is the difference of curly braces, because I needed that as a dictionary. So that's why I have initiated within curly braces. The entire comprehensions I have used into a curly braces. So into that I applied for loop. I needed a condition. So I applied if condition here, and whatever the output I'm generating, I'm just going to cube it. That's it. And then I'll be having that output here as well. So you also can apply it. So the next is, for example, let's say given two lists containing the numbers of states and their corresponding capitals. So we need to construct a dictionary which maps the state with the respective capitals. So let's see how we're going to do it. So we have created, that's a dummy data. We already created a state and capital list already, and in the same sequence, like for example, Uttar Pradesh is the first state, and for that capital is this, and same goes for others. If you mismatch this, so you will be having the output like that. It's not like that we are searching it out like what is the capital of Uttar Pradesh. It's not like that. So in the sequence we applied state and the capitals, and then initiated the empty dictionary. So what I need to do, hope you must have used the zip function, which is quite quite handy, and we use it with dictionaries a lot. So here what we are going to do, we are going to zip state and capital into key and values. So you see, there are multiple way to doing it. Maybe we apply for loop inside for loop to get to extract all and to make all the keys and value, then we combine it. So maybe we have other ways as well, but here we use the zip function. What it does, it will zip these two state and capital records into key and values, and then for whatever the output dictionary we have created, I just need a key and value. So key I'm going to mention here with the index parenthesis and the value. So what it gonna do, it will create a dictionary for me in which I'll be having all the state and their capital as a key value pair. So this is how we does it, like this. And same zip function we can use with the comprehensions as well. So what is the difference will be there? So the same state and capital list that we have already created here, the only difference is this. We zip the state capital to key value using for loop, and then we directly define the key value as we does in dictionary, the structure of dictionary, and we are good to go. So once you run it, we already created the dictionary comprehension using that output. So this is how it does. Next example is, suppose we want to create an output set which contain only the even number that are present in the input list. Not that set will discard all the duplicate values. So because what set does, what basically set is a collection of unique elements in increasing order. It does not contain duplicacy. So whatever the output we are going to have, there will not be any duplicacy that you need to consider. So the first thing is the input list, in which I see a lot of duplicacy available. And then I have initiated a set, empty set here. So for example, I applied a for loop over it, and I extracted all the even number and I appended it. So once you see that there are several even number available, but as per the sets property, we only have the unique elements only. If it is list not set, that we will be having all the available in even numbers. That I think already clear to all. So then with set comprehension, what we need to do, then within exactly the same curly braces we needed here, but we don't require the key value like we did for dictionary. Only value will work for that. I mean, whatever the the variable that you define here. So applied on the input list, and then applied a condition to get the even number, and then simply store it. And here it goes your set comprehension. So exactly. So I have taken this example to show you, I mean, so that you can understand what is the difference, the different way of writing code using for loop and the list, or you could say the dictionary as set comprehension. You can take some more examples and try to code it. Get your hand dirty to get this output. So that's it for today. Thank you, everyone. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.